Well, greetings and welcome to all of those of you from around the world that are joining us today. Today, we're excited to share some insights on Basis Bilingual School Shenzhen. This school was, our first bilingual school that we launched, so really excited to see and share some of the insights that we have on this particular school for our presentation today. Today, we have a wonderful lineup of people going to be sharing some great insights on the school and their experience being a part of this school. We will have Jenny Pan, who's the head of school at Basis Bilingual School Shenzhen, joined by Josh Watson, who's the vice head of school and head of upper school. Tom Cummins is the head of middle school, with James Rock, who's the head of the upper primary, and Michael Gonzalez, who's the head of lower primary. We'll also hear from Wayne Butterworth, who's the dean of student activities, along with Laura Gowd, chair of the primary school humanities, and Adam Keir, who is a middle school chemistry teacher with us. I'm Tim Smith, Vice President of Global Talent with Basis International Schools, and we'll also be hearing from Leila Oskui, who is the International Recruitment Team Lead and works directly with this particular school. For the agenda, we'll be hearing from those individuals about the school. We will then touch on some of the aspects of Basis International Schools, the network as a whole. We'll speak to the benefits and some of the visa requirements. And then lastly, we will have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. With that, it gets to be my pleasure to welcome Jenny Pan. Jenny and I go back a long ways. I've known Jenny since we launched our first international school in 2015. Jenny, it's always great to see you, and looking forward to hearing what you have to share about your school today.
Thank you, Tim. Hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening. I am Jenny Pan. Before I introduce our school's framework, I would like to briefly introduce myself. In 2022, I started study abroad, and I pursued my master and bachelor's degree at the Arizona State University and in education, and that's my passion. So after I graduated, I worked in Arizona in public school and private school for over 10 years. Then he recruited me to Basis. Then later on, he sent me to the Basis International School. So I worked in the Basis International School Shenzhen for 7 or 8 years, then joined the Basis Bilingual School here where I am. Okay, so that's brief for my background. And then I'm going to introduce our schools a little bit. And so the Basis Bilingual School opened in 2020. It's that time, it's the COVID time. It was a tough time, but we started with a very smooth opening, and also 5 years we developed the whole school covered kinder to 12th grade. So this year is our first year to have our seniors. They are applying colleges right now. So our school, you can see the script. See there is tiger values. Did you see that small pictures about the tiger values? That's how we promote our school's mission and also the spirit for the entire school. 6 values. That's how we represent the school, how we focus on the teachers and also the students. So we always focus on the team building. That's our first tiger value among the 6 ones. Team building. The first one is our teachers. Our school is the largest school in the network. There are about 19,000 students with 280 teachers on campus. But 50% of the teachers, they come from the different countries, and most of them have over 10 years teaching experience in education field. So those teachers are very dedicated professional ones. Later on, when my colleagues, they share their insights, you will see how professional, how dedicated, how much they care about the students. That's something it's really hard to describe on the word, and except later on you can experience that. So 50% of the expat teachers, they come from the different countries with different background. The other 50% of the teachers, they are local teachers. Everyone has like overseas teaching experience and also with master degrees on campus. We put the collaboration of our teamwork, the priorities for our teamwork. We encourage the teachers to share their experience and share the resources and contribute in the team discussion, contributing to the PD, like professional development, contribute to the PLCs. So we kind of this team, that everyone and every teacher in the team hold the hands through the COVID until now. That's how we like work together. So that's kind of a teacher's group. Let's talk about our students. You know, with about 1,900 students on campus, it's pretty big. You know, school cover the different ages. The basis has the rigorous curriculum and a lot of, you know, like candidates think we only focus on the students' academic rigors. Actually, that's not the whole picture for the whole school. We do kind of promote the students' academic levels, but we also care about their well-being. We focus on the, you know, build the students' confidence, have them to enjoy the learning experience. Like we give the students a lot of opportunity to show their campus. So from this, you know, slide, you can see the different activities that we organize for the students and trying to promote the students' the overall skills. And besides that, our school has 5 psychology counselors on campus, and we really think that, you know, the mental health, you know, it's kind of very important in current society. Those like psychology counselors, they cross all the grade levels. They have the mental health class either once per week or every other week to kind of build the students' mindset to help the students with the individual needs. And the other part is there are 4 college counselors on campus work with all the high school students, like covered from the grade 9 to 12. They give the students advice on how they can plan on their 4 years, like high school life. And so later on, they can pursue their overseas, you know, college life. So that's kind of our student group. Those students are very, you know, diligent and students with very high expectations and the dream, you know, for themselves. They want to go to the top universities. They want to go to the overseas, enjoy their, you know, learning experience in the future. So that's our kind of student groups. And the other part I want to share with you is about our campus. You know, the campus, the BBSD is the largest school and definitely has a kind of a large campus. There are 8 building names on campus. So the first time when I joined, you know, BBSD, I was lost in the first 2 weeks and try to be familiar, you know, to each corner on the campus and to find all the different facilities on campus. So it's at that time I told myself, wow, the campus is amazing. But the maze, a lot of great facilities, a lot of you know, the place in class and for teachers and for students. So from this picture, you can see, you know, we have the swimming pool. It's a heated swimming pool. We offer the like swimming courses to the upper primary students and also the middle school students. We open the swimming pool to all the teachers and their families twice per week. You know, so it's kind of exercise, you know, workout. And also we have like a ground theater. It can hold 600 audience. That's where we hold a lot of events and performers for teachers, for students, and for parents. And we have a different type of the lab as a class for biology, for chemistry, for physics. There is also a 2-floor library available for students and for teachers. There is like an independent study area. So sometimes we have a very, quiet place. And also we have a lot of different library class held in the library area. And also, oh, this slide did not show, there is also a field on campus with like a 200 meters run away. I think that's 200 meters, if I'm correct. And with also like a half size of the football court, And also we have all of the virtually on campus, our our school spent like over 100 million RMB to build that. We use it for the essay club, for the students, like a students group work. So they can use the telescope to explore the sky during the night. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of a little bit of information about our campus. And later on, our upper primary heart, Mr. Rock will share the school's location and give you more information and the cultural background about that. Okay. So the last thing I want to share with you is about the question I received, very often from the candidates. They ask me about the bilingual schools and also international schools. So what is the difference between these two schools? So, the slide lists 2 parts. The first one is for the bilingual schools, our students, hold the local passport, while international schools, the students have the foreign passport. So that's one difference. The other part, is for the international schools, they stick to the basic curriculum and the whole basic curriculum for all subjects. While bilingual schools, we integrated the basic curriculum with the Chinese national curriculum. So we focus on the, both languages proficiency on the students, and also we kind of stick to the basic rigorous academic levels. So that's kind of like a 2 difference. Besides that, our school is the school in the network. We have the same expectations. We have the same, the structures, and we keep the same school calendars. We send our students to the overseas schools. So we maintain all the same as a network requirement. We aligned with international schools. So I just want to kind of briefly share those background a little bit. So bilingual school, that's only 2 differences with the international schools. Okay, that's all I would like to share with you for today. And then I'm going to have my vice head of the school, Dr. Watterson, to share his insights with you. But thank you, everyone.
Hello to all of you joining us from around the world. It's great to have you with us. My name is Josh Watson. I'm the vice head of school. I'm also the head of division for the high school division here at Basis Bilingual School Shenzhen. As vice head, I work alongside Ms. Pan to oversee some of our departments that span multiple K-12 grade levels. As the head of the division, I work with all of our teachers and students in grades 9 through 12. And in both cases, the nature of my work and that of my colleagues who you'll hear from coming up is to ensure that we provide a really kind of a robust, really well-designed educational experience for our students. And as you learn more about our school through this webinar and in other forms of research, I think you'll find that that's exactly what we do here. My own career journey began in the US and included some time there. I began as a classroom teacher of Latin over 20 years ago. For those of you who are currently working in the US or in an international school that's modeled after that system, I think you'll find a lot about our school that's very familiar. As you heard from Ms. Pan, the word bilingual in our name denotes that a lot of our students are native Chinese speakers who are proficient in English. That means the instructional language of our school is all in English. And an outcome of that is that it prepares our students for college and university acceptance at English-speaking universities around the world. And our students do apply to some of the top institutions internationally, primarily in the US and the UK. We do have a team of 4 college counselors who work closely with our students throughout the high school grade levels. And they also meet with our senior class every day. So this enables them to get to know our students really, really well so that they can advise and support them for maximum opportunities in the future. Let's talk a little bit more about our program. As you've heard, the fact that we're part of the BASIS network means that we have an advanced curriculum. And that curriculum is designed to, I would say, to elicit maximum growth from our students in all areas. So our students, when they leave us, they graduate really well prepared academically, of course. They're well prepared for post-secondary education. And they're also well-rounded as human beings. So they're prepared for life beyond high school and even university. So how do we do this? As we mentioned, our advanced curriculum does include advanced placement classes through the College Board. This year we offer 15 courses, and some of them are required for graduation and others are available as electives. This year we have students able to earn credit in classes such as English, lab sciences, psychology, computer science, and visual arts. But our students will often go beyond the AP level. We have capstone courses, which are post-AP level courses, college level courses, which include an individual project as well. So what that means then is that when our students graduate, they graduate ready for college level work because they have already done so quite a bit. But let's not focus too much on the depth of our courses, because I'd also like to mention the breadth. We also offer courses as diverse as film production, for example, business and entrepreneurship, sports leadership, speech and debate, things like that, so that we can make sure our students get a full, well-rounded experience. So in addition to all that we do inside the classroom, I also want to mention what we do outside the classroom. So our students can prepare a wide range, our students can pursue a wide range of interests. Things like performing arts, sports, after-school clubs, leadership opportunities such as student council or National Honor Society. And you'll hear a little bit more about that later from some of our other colleagues. Our teachers, along with our team of divisional admin, staff, counselors, deans, our student affairs department, all of us work together, and we ensure that our students are not only challenged with our curriculum, but also that they're supported. I heard from Ms. Pan that the students' well-being is a very important priority for us, and I would like to reinforce that point. We want to make sure that our students are looked after in a pastoral sense throughout every step of their journey. So we have multiple ways of monitoring student progress. We have multiple different avenues of support, and we have frequent communication with parents to keep everyone up to date. And really, we work as a partnership between student, school, and family. As to the students themselves, I would describe them as bright, driven, high achieving, naturally, but also they're really humble, they're kind, they're respectful, and generally they're just interesting humans. As you can imagine, that makes them really fun to work with. It's very, very rewarding. I would say, though, our students might even be the most defining characteristic of our school. So if you're thinking in the future, I would suggest that you think about working with this type of student as one of the main features that makes our school what it is. So if you add to that then and think about colleagues here, and our colleagues are very much like our students. They're also bright and driven, yet they're humble and kind. Meet some of them coming up. They're also just interesting people. You'll get a picture of what it's like here at BASIS Bilingual School. Of course, our teachers, naturally, they're experts in their subject matter, but they're also very dedicated practitioners. They focus a lot on the art and craft of teaching. I would say there's a very clear emphasis here on teaching and learning. And what that does is that enables us to create an environment that I would describe as an ongoing professional dialogue. So if that's important to you, if you're thinking about joining a school that has similar priorities, I'd urge you to consider a school like ours. So that's a small snapshot of a bit of our school. For a little bit more, I'll turn it over to Mr. Tom Cummins. Thanks.
Thank you, Josh. Welcome everybody. My name is Tom Cummins. I am the head of the middle school here at the division in Futian. And this is my 21st year in education, my 4th year with Basis. And my story with Basis began back in 2021 when I joined BBSE as a dean of students. This role required supporting students pastorally, academically, as well as getting to know the faculty, teachers to further that support. My previous experiences as head of grade English and history teacher back in Ireland, in the UAE and Korea, and here again in China, stood me in good stead for that particular position. But it was the support of administrators here that ensured that I progressed over the years. And I took on the head of division role in the 23-24 academic year. Their belief in me and the support for the work that I was doing is the same belief, support that you will receive should you decide to join our team here in Futian. We believe that setting our teachers up for success, providing them with the tools to develop while supporting their growth as professional educators is a cornerstone of our community and something which sets Basis apart from other network schools. So if you seek growth and the conditions in which to grow, and this is the place for you. Here at BBSE, we've set 4 goals over the school year. First is developing student character. Second, building a positive school culture. Thirdly, focusing on enrichment outside of the classroom, and also advancing the teaching and the learning within the classroom. And this 4th element is something which I'd like to expand on today. So here at the middle school, we want teachers who are focused on learning as well as teaching. Here we will offer you a supportive approach, which will make you a more reflective, focused, and driven educator. And our system of individually tailored feedback will help you develop year on year. If you want to expand your educational repertoire, here at the middle school, we will help you do it. If you're looking for a new experience to help build your career options, we will help you to do that. And if you are a seasoned middle school educator who is seeking a new adventure, then the middle school will certainly offer. To help achieve all of this, our professional development program lies at the heart of our commitment to continuous improvement and excellence in education. Here at BBSE, the journey of professional growth commences right from the moment that you join our Summer Institute in early August, and it extends throughout the academic year in various transformative forms. Here, professional development is not just a checkbox. It's, like I said, a cornerstone of our collective growth as educators. And it is the key, we feel, to unlocking the full potential of our teachers and our students. It encompasses a wide spectrum of opportunities through department, divisional, whole school, and network professional development. Last year, we held 4 divisional sessions here across the middle of the upper school. Each was tailored to address the needs of both our teaching staff and of our students. And this year, we will hold our first set of divisional sessions in November, followed by a set of departmental sessions in November, followed by a divisional set of sessions in early December. By focusing, we feel, on various different topics, such as review techniques, relationship building, classroom management strategies, student-centered instruction, activity building approaches, and critical thinking practices, just to name a few, we not only enhance the teaching skills of our educators, but also we help to develop and enhance the learning experiences for our students. So these PD sessions are not just led by administrators, but they're led by our very own teachers, our deacons, our department chairs. And these people bring a wealth of experience and expertise to the table. So while administrators focus on divisional development, teachers and chairs delve into department-specific strategies, fostering a culture of collaboration and shared learning here at the school. And this dual benefit not only enriches our general teaching population, but it also nurtures a cadre of future leaders within our school community. From teachers to deans to chairs, all are given the opportunity to hone these skills over their time here. And all of this is underpinned by a culture of supportive observation, meaning that you will meet with and discuss your lessons with the department chairs and your administrators right across the school year, ensuring that you become a more reflective and proactive educator who pushes your students to be the best that they can be in both a fun and purposeful environment. So finally, here at the middle school, we see professional development as not merely a series of sessions, but rather a journey that empowers us to evolve as educators, to become more innovative as educators and leaders here at the school. So thank you for your time in listening to our approach here in approaching professional development here at the school. I'd like to hand over to Mr. Rock, the head of our primary division, and he will take you through aspects of his division. Thank you.
Hello, my name is James Ross. I am head of upper primary, which for us is grades 4 and 5 here at Basis Bilingual School Shenzhen. I have been with Basis. This is my 6th year. I'm here with my family. My daughter is in the 9th grade here. She started when she was in grade 4. So I have perspective of being a Basis teacher. I also teach grade 4 math as a Basis parent and as a Basis manager. When we talk about the culture of BDSZ, our school leader, Jenny Pan, creates the culture with her expectations, with the expectations of excellence and what the teachers are supposed to be doing. It's very simple. Live up to being the teacher that we expect to have in the classroom, where you're committed to the instruction, the quality of working with the students, and having that sense of excitement and energy in the classroom. In September, we had our teacher perception survey, and our primary teachers scored 89% of satisfaction, which is quite high. And while many teachers would say that it's fun to teach at Basis, I'm not sure how many would say that it's easy. We expect teachers to deliver engaging lessons, very interactive with the students. The student-centered program is what we're really interested in, having the students involved in the classroom more than just a teacher up there talking to the students. An example of that is with our grade 5 science class. They just recently made turbidity sensors where they used the penetration of light rays to judge the clarity of some dirty water samples. They made those sensors, they connect them to a laptop, and they were able to measure the clarity of that water. Then they made water filters out of 2-liter water bottles and different substrates with sand and pebbles and straw, and they filtered the dirty water sample through their filters. They then remeasured their cleaner water sample to see what the difference would be. And that was a cool experiment in itself. It took 3 days for them to design, to build, and to test. But to enhance the lesson even further, in their technology and design class, they were working with the Excel spreadsheet editor. So they took their data from their science class and went down to the science lab, and to the computer lab, and they were able to use their own data to create spreadsheets and graphs and charts. And so it was much more engaging for the students to have that ownership, to see how they're taking their information and presenting it in a more concrete way. It used both of the teachers from the different disciplines together to enhance the instruction, to do more of a synthesis of the material. It was really exciting. The kids had great ownership of it, and they had that concrete representation of what they had done in science, and then they were able to do it in the technology lab as well. So actually, what we do here does sound rather easy. If you have the right attitude, if you have the right passion. It starts with us hiring the right teacher, and if you're one of those teachers, then let us know. Families send their kids to our school because of the basis reputation. The idea is that we produce highly successful high school graduates that go to the top universities in the world. We have a rigorous academic program. If you go into any classroom from K to 12, you would see that there's that expectation for student excellence. But our students do so much more. We have championship sports teams in basketball, volleyball, and football or soccer. Our students go to prestigious speech and debate tournaments around the globe. This year, they'll go to the US to tournaments in Chicago, California, and Pennsylvania. They participate in in-network art and drama events where students come from the different basis campuses in China for collaborative events and art exhibits. And they also have after-school activities from cricket to Frisbee and Chinese calligraphy. So they get to express their creativity and have some more fun. When we talk about our culture at Basis, I think there are a few things to keep in mind. First off, our teachers are experts in their content. Our teachers are happy and excited to be in the classroom with the students. The students are ready to learn. They have that drive to succeed. Our teachers are ready to work with a team that collaborates with each other to drive the instruction. And our teachers have the energy and classroom presence where students are excited to be in the classroom. They're waiting for that first hook for that lesson to begin. That's our culture. It creates an atmosphere that I'm excited to be part of, and hopefully you will be too. When we talk about Shenzhen as a city, first off, it is a very, very big city. It's very modern. It's a newer city in China or in the southern part of China. Because it is so new, less than about 40 years old, we have a very modern metro. There's so many tall new buildings. We have the second most skyscrapers in the world. First is Hong Kong, Shenzhen, and then New York City. So when you look at the skyline, my gosh, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, a lot of newness around the city. But when people talk about Shenzhen, it is a strong expat community as well. So sometimes people are wondering, well, what's it like? What kind of restaurants do they have? And there's anything you could imagine here in Shenzhen. We have high-end French restaurants. There's Mexican, Italian, Brazilian steakhouses, Mediterranean, Turkish restaurants. Anything you would want or that you're used to having at your home, they probably have in Shenzhen. There's a strong retail Western experience. There's a Walmart, a Sam's Club. We just opened up a Costco, which is very, very popular here in the city, and IKEA, of course. But we're also very close to other things as well. Hong Kong is right across the bay or an easy train ride away, and many teachers and families go there for the day. It's easy to get there, see some different things, experience a slightly different culture, and then come back to Shenzhen. We also have tremendous transportation infrastructure. The high-speed rail network in China, which has many hubs here in Shenzhen, is just incredible. So people can get around Southeast Asia very inexpensive and quite easily. Shenzhen is often thought of as the Silicon Valley of China, which means there's a lot of tech. Many of the biggest companies in China are located here in Shenzhen. So the wealth of the area is just amazing to see. Because of that, again, there's just so many choices of things you can do. The mountains are part of the city, not too far away. So the green space is tremendous. The part of the city where you get to do whatever you want to, whether it's cultural, arts, or museums, so many options there. It's an easy place to live. So hopefully that's one of your considerations as far as having some place where you can go and find something that helps you connect and feel more at ease. I definitely would endorse Shenzhen. So thank you. I'm now getting ready to pass this over to Michael Gonzalez, the head of our lower primary school. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael James Gonzalez, and I am the head of lower primary. Really happy that all of you can join us today so that I have the opportunity to talk a little bit about a school that I thoroughly enjoy working for and being a part of. That's Basis Bilingual School Shenzhen. A little bit about my background. This is my third year here at Basis. I started as what we call a vice head of division, which is very much like into a vice principal in other schools. And I've moved up into now the head of lower primary. I've been working in international education now for the past 16 years, both as a teacher, in curriculum development, and also educational leadership. I've worked in several different countries, including Bangladesh, Thailand, Malaysia, Kuwait, and now finally China. So for those of you out there that have international experience, I can tell you that Basis, this school here in Shenzhen, is an excellent opportunity. I want to take some time today to explain to you how we develop our students' characters here at Basis. We don't just focus on academics here at Basis Bilingual. We understand that if we want our students to be strong community members in the future, we also have to work on building their student character. Much like all of you, after COVID, we noticed that after being away from the classroom for such a long time, students had gaps in terms of their social. And this is something that concerned us a great deal. With that, we thought of developing a program to address those challenges that our students face. And this gave birth to our PBIS program, which is Positive Behavior Interventions and Support System. And with that, we also began our Tigers initiative. Now, what does Tigers stand for? As you may have guessed, Tigers, you've seen them in the previous slides, is our mascot. The T stands for teamwork, the I, integrity, the G, goal-oriented, E for excellence, R for resilience, and then finally S for service. It's these core values that we emphasize with our students on a daily basis. Now, what does that look like? This just doesn't happen within the classroom. This happens in community programs, outdoor events, school events, other external programs that we continually reinforce these Tigers values. And we teach students how to exemplify their values, not just in the classroom, not just at school, but also outside. In addition, as you heard from Ms. Pam, we offer those mental health and morality classes as opportunities to further teach students how to apply things like teamwork, how to apply resilience in their daily lives. Again, teamwork here is not a buzzword. If you were to go into one of my grade 3 classes as an example, and you were to ask a student, what does it mean to be goal-oriented? They have a thoroughly developed, not just a definition, but how they use it on a daily basis. And these are skill sets that our students need, not just to be successful at Basis, but to be successful as they look towards their future education, whether, as we know, studying abroad. Rewards and recognition. For those students that really exemplify those Tigers values, we do a great job of rewarding them. We make sure that we give students recognition for those students that show great resilience, that show great excellence in their work and how they treat people. We have assemblies that also honor students that continue to exemplify those tiger values. I'm very proud of the culture that we've cultivated here at BASIS amongst the students. As my colleague, Mr. James Brock, spoke about the culture here. We have a wonderful group of students that do well academically, but are also, in my opinion, exceptional in terms of who they are as citizens here at the school. And I think any teacher that comes to our school to experience the student characters that we have built here would enjoy teaching these great students. So really, in conclusion, I want to say at BASIS Bilingual School, we don't just focus on great academics. Yes, that is a large part of it. But we also understand that we are about holistic education. We educate the whole child. And a big focus is building those student characters. And I think for those of you out there, if you're looking for a school that just goes beyond the academics and really focuses in on building good people with great hearts, then BASIS in our communities is a perfect choice. And I have all the praise in the world for my students. I'm very happy to share that experience with you. I want to thank you all for your time and listening when we talk about our student character building program. I have here Mr. Wayne, who's going to talk about our other activities here. Mr. Wayne?
Thank you, Mr. Michael. Appreciate it. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, and thank you for tuning in. As mentioned, my name is Wayne Butterworth, and I am the Dean of Student Activities here at BASIS Bilingual School. Born and raised in Wakefield, West Yorkshire, and brought up as a Halifax town man. I've been in education for 21 years, including 11 in international education, working in Doha, Beijing, and now Shenzhen. As the Dean of Student Activities, my role is to develop an inclusive, vibrant, and entertaining and enjoyable enrichment program. And I hope over the next few minutes, I can give you a taster of some of the opportunities we have on offer. I'll kick us off with our sports program. This academic year, we are excited to offer 29 sports teams from grades 2 to 12. Growing year upon year, we now have established competitive teams at under 9, under 11, 14, and 19. We are entered into the local International Schools League, ISL, which consists of 13 schools taking part in competitive sports, including football, netball, basketball, volleyball, and tennis, just to name a few. Several of these sports teams are coached by staff who are outside of the PE department, members of staff who have a background in sport or just a keen interest in sport, giving plenty of opportunities for everybody to get involved. We also have a badminton, basketball, and football teacher team list. These teams meet often and play friendly fixtures against staff from surrounding schools. So whether you played Sunday morning football 25 years ago or just want to join us for a social gathering, everybody is welcome. And I must say these teams really do contribute to building a strong BASIS community. Moving on to our activities and events program, and I'll start us off with our ASA, After School Activities program. Our teachers often design their clubs based upon and around their own interests and talents, and making for an enjoyable learning experience for our students, but also an enjoyable teaching experience for our teachers. Some of our current clubs, they include jazz dance, choir, clay sculpturing, calligraphy, coding, and rock climbing, to name a few. Within our ASA program, we have our student-led clubs, where our talented middle and upper school students put into practice their own ideas and innovations. We also have our flagship club program, including speech and debate, Model United Nations, and several math and science clubs, where students work towards entering international competitions. And our students are really hungry like the wolf for these opportunities, which makes being involved a fantastic experience for everyone. Together with our sport and ASAs, we have our wider school events and activities. And these have given students and staff the opportunity to take part in some fantastic experiences, including talent shows, charity fairs, music events, sports days, science fairs, and children's days, to name a few. Spread across our events calendar, there is always something to look forward to. So why do we do this? At Basis Bilingual, we place great emphasis on our enrichment programs for the experiences and enjoyment of both our students and staff. We view our enrichment program as an integral part of building our Tiger values and our school community. And it is because of our talented and motivated staff, we have a never-ending story of enrichment activities and opportunities here at the school. I really appreciate your time today, and I hope we do meet soon. I would now like to pass the mic over to my colleague and friend, Miss Laura. Thank you.
Hello and welcome from wherever you're joining us in the world. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to speak with you today. My name is Laura, and I have been teaching in the Basis Network for 6 years. In 2018, I met an international teacher, and after speaking with her and learning about her experiences, I decided it was something I wanted to pursue. After teaching for 20 years in the United States school system, I began to pursue a job as an international teacher. I began teaching in Shenzhen in 2018 at Basis International School. There, I taught second grade humanities for 3 years. I became a literacy coach my last year there, and when a teacher needed to leave in the middle of the year, I was able to teach fourth grade English to the students I had previously taught second grade humanities to. It was so special to see the growth they had made and to be able to work with those children once again. Then 2 years ago, I transferred to this campus, Basis Bilingual School in Shenzhen, just across town. This was such a smooth transition to come to this school. Here, I teach first grade humanities and first grade math and science to a wonderful group of children. I am lucky to be the grade 1 humanities chair, as well as the grade 1 math and science chair. So I work closely with all the children in grade 1, as well as the other 8 teachers. We have 4 teachers from South Africa, 1 teacher from Canada/New Zealand, 2 of us are from the US, and then 2 of us are from Ireland. We are such a strong team of teachers. It is so wonderful to work with them and be able to offer support. As the chair, I support them in planning and curriculum, in anything I can do to help them as their role as teacher and to help their children grow. Our team is so dedicated that they even choose to meet with me for co-planning during their lunchtime. And this wasn't even my idea. As 9 teachers in a busy school, sometimes it's hard to find time that we have in common where we can meet during the day or even after school. You hear we have a lot of great after school activities. So one of them suggested, why don't we do it during lunch? We can just meet and we can not have to worry about it. And that has worked out so well. Working with them in such a dedicated way makes it easy to support them. We are also supported by such a great administrative team. You've just heard from Mr. Michael, you heard from Ms. Pan earlier. Our lower primary administrative team is so supportive of us. They are willing to help us with leadership. They're willing to help us with laminating, whatever it takes. They put teachers and students first. And that makes it so easy to work here. And it's really a pleasurable experience. We have a caring and professional culture here at Basis Bilingual. And I can tell you, having taught at the Basis International campus and now here at the Basis Bilingual campus, both places are wonderful to teach and to work with other people in the international space. The parents are supportive. The children are highly capable academically. They are proficient in English, even at the first grade level. Their English is a lot better than my Chinese, even after 6 years. So that made it an easy transition here. The structures in place are the same. The curriculums are the same. So it's really, even though it's a bilingual campus, it really has an international feel, as you heard from Dr. Josh earlier. I taught in the US for 20 years, as I mentioned, in Title I schools in South Carolina. I never felt unsupported there. However, I just did not realize the level of support available to teachers until I joined the Basis Network. From the very beginning of my journey, interviewing with Dr. Reeford to sitting here with you right now, the level of support has been excellent. From parents, from other teachers at the school, from our admin, and I cannot leave out our amazing HR team. From picking us up at the airport 6 years ago, welcoming us to China, taking us to our apartment, which was fully ready for us to move right in, to a few weeks ago, helping us get new passports from here in China. They are just really, really, really excellent. They take great care of us here. The parents are great, the kids are great, the teachers are great, admin staff is great. Our building is absolutely beautiful and modern. So what are you waiting for? Time for you to come and join us. Basis was my first international teaching position here 6 years ago, and I plan to stay right here. I am so pleased to work at Basis Bilingual Shenzhen, and you will be too. If you want to work in a stable school environment with the potential for leadership and growth, then you need to come and join us. I'll be here waiting for you. Now, from an old teacher to a new teacher, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Adam.
Like she said, my name is Adam, Adam Kier, and I'm one of the new middle school teachers here at Basis Shenzhen. So I would just like to introduce myself a little bit, talk about my background and my experience with the school up to this point. So I'm originally from the US. I'm from the state of Texas, but I've been living and teaching in China for the last 5 years. Like many people today, I did not traditionally take the route of becoming a teacher, but rather made a career shift a few years ago. Originally, I didn't think I would be teaching for that long. I thought it would be for a few years, and I pretty quickly realized that being an educator was something that I thoroughly enjoyed and wanted to continue doing. So I'm here now, and I will probably be for the foreseeable future. As I mentioned earlier, I've been in China for a little while now, and I have quite a bit of experience with different schools. So what sets Basis apart? One of the things that I think is the reputation. So especially within China, Basis has a really strong reputation, not only for being a good school for the students, but for also being a coveted place for teachers who want to work. Many expat teachers and international educators seek job employment with Basis, and so I knew this coming into it. One of the things that I think is really special about Basis, again, is their level of support for staff, especially those who don't speak Chinese. I was really, really impressed by their ability to welcome us as new staff, but not only welcome us, but have everything prepared for us so we could kind of just walk along as easily as possible. So this could have been something like figuring out your visa situation, or helping you hunt for a new apartment once you arrive, or helping you just buy groceries. Anything that you could possibly need from a language perspective, the school provides excellent, excellent support for that. I think it's probably one of the better places to start in China, especially if you don't know Chinese. So that was their onboarding process, and it just went so smoothly, and it was far and away better than any other school that I've experienced here in China. Now, since the semester started, I've also been supported by a number of things at our campus specifically. Firstly, the students, they have a really high ability and drive in their studies. It's really admirable, and it makes our life a little bit more interesting as teachers, because we can go further and deeper and ask more interesting questions and experience different things with our students. I feel like I'm really teaching things that might not be introduced for another 2 years at other schools, and my students have a pretty high degree of understanding of the material. Aside from that, again, I think the leadership, like some of the other staff have already mentioned, the leadership here are really, really excellent. They're excellent communicators and they're excellent supporters of us. I don't think there's been a single question in my mind about what's expected of me, or also that I may or may not be supported if I face any challenges. I think they're incredibly thoughtful as well. So even though the expectations on us are very high, they also understand that we have lives and they're willing to accommodate that. So if we're having a bad week or a bad time, or we're struggling with the cultural adjustment, I think they can recognize that, and they'll be able to sit down with us and ask us if we're okay, what do we need, and they're patient with us to get adjusted to a new system and setting. So for me, that's really, really important, because a new environment can be stressful as it is. And we as teachers and educators, we need to feel supported, and we need to know that we have the backing of our administrative staff. So one of the other things that I think has been really meaningful and impactful for me up to this point is feeling like they not only care for me, but they also value my voice as a new teacher. For a small example, a few weeks ago, we had our Meet the Parents nights, and we all know that those can run pretty late into the evening, and we know that they can be a little stressful for us as new teachers. So as we were leaving one of those nights, I made a passing comment to one of the heads of middle school, and I just said, hey, like, I think the teachers would feel really appreciated and feel really valued if maybe the school could consider providing dinner for those of us who stay. I was just leaving and on my way out the door, so it was a genuine comment, but you know, it was also a passing one, and I didn't have much expectation for it. However, the next night, there was a full dinner prepared for us, and a full dinner for the rest of the nights that we were meeting parents. And so even though it seems like maybe a small gesture and something very simple, for me, it communicated something deep, and that's that my voice is valuable here, and people will listen to the concerns I have. As a new teacher, I think that was probably one of the most valuable and impactful things that could have happened. Additionally, I feel like I've also been stretched professionally. So before this, I was mostly teaching in a high school setting. And BASIS, when I was interviewing with them, suggested that I consider middle school. And for me, I think that also shows that they have a confidence in their candidates to be adaptable and flexible, while also saying that they'll give us the opportunity to try something new. And so for me, for middle school, I think it has really pushed me to develop things about my teaching, such as classroom management, flow of instruction, scaffolding techniques, where in high school, maybe you can kind of avoid those or not worry about them so much, because the students might perform with a higher sense of urgency. So for middle school, I feel like I've already grown as an educator in the few months that I've been here. And I think it's indicative that BASIS will continue to put me in positions to grow personally and professionally. All that being said, as a new teacher here, I've been really impressed by our campus's leadership and their dedication to providing the best possible learning environment for the students and working environment for us as staff. And I feel like, again, I'm very cared for and very respected as an individual, and I think they show that to all of their teachers. I don't think I'm special in that. And then again, simultaneously, I feel like I'll continue to grow good. BASIS cares about my growth as an educator and as a person, and they will continue to put me in positions to do so. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great evening, morning, day, and hopefully I'll see some of you next year.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you very much. And it's good to see how he presented over here, and also it was great to see him in the faculty basketball team competing with other campus. Even we lost the game, but we tried our best. Team, please.
Thanks, Jenny. Thanks to your team. Really appreciate everything that you all have shared. Some great insights, and touched on a lot of really great things that's made the school so wonderful and so wonderful to be able to teach there at the campus. To touch on a couple of additional things relative to some of the broader network, you know, our school, our BASIS Bilingual School Shenzhen is part of the BASIS Curriculum Schools network. So the network consists of 14 international bilingual schools. You can see the campuses here in China. And that is combined with the 6 basis independent schools in the United States. And so it's really centered around a curriculum. As everybody had mentioned numerous times, particularly I believe James and Josh had also spoke to the curriculum being an accelerated program. It is something that is accelerated. We look to be able to help our students attain really great deep learning in subjects. And so we do incorporate AP courses, but as Josh had talked about, we also go beyond AP to post AP courses, capstone courses, etc. So everything is scaffolded out, beginning with play-based learning, age-appropriate learning in early childhood, and then moving forward through primary middle school. In terms of what that results in, the graduates that have come through our program across all of our schools have been accepted to top universities around the world. 97% of our graduates across all of our schools have been accepted to top 50 US universities and international equivalents. 67% have been accepted to top 30 US universities and international equivalents, and really gives them the opportunity to pursue their ideal interests and locations, the schools they attend as they continue on in their educational endeavors. With that, I will pass things over to Layla to speak a little bit more to some of the aspects of teaching with BASIS and in China. Layla.
Thanks, Tim, and thanks, Jenny, and everyone over there. One of the things I wanted to say, first of all, is when you're going abroad or you're accepting a job at any school, anywhere, any place in the entire world, what matters is good people, and BASIS Bilingual Shenzhen people are good people. So you're in really good hands with everyone over there. And a lot of the things that I'm going to mention are a slight reiteration of what everybody kind of already said. I'll put it in a little small package with a little bow on top. So why teach at BASIS International Schools in our network in general? Of course, the academic culture that a few of them had mentioned, very high expectations of these kids. They want to be there. And as a teacher, you want to be somewhere where the kids want to be there as well, right? And so the classrooms are so engaging and enjoyable to be in there. Some of these conversations that when I go and observe the classes, I always can't wait to go to China and go to the schools specifically to observe the classrooms, because I'm always moving my head back and forth, just watching the kids have these, even the second graders having these engaging conversations, and it's so cute, but also just amazing. And it's really wonderful. So this great academic culture, not just in the classrooms, but with your peers and colleagues. It's the teachers there enjoy talking teacher with each other. And it's really lovely to observe. Very collaborative learning environment. What that means is, and I don't think we actually discussed too much about this, but within your grade level, within your subject, vertical, horizontal, and throughout the network as a whole. Our campuses are not just siloed in working with just each other. They are collaborating with teachers of their subjects in other campuses in China as well. So very collaborative learning environment, which in turn helps you become a better teacher in collaborating with other people. We are a really highly respected network of schools in China and internationally. In addition to being well established and a pretty well-oiled machine, in my opinion, we are also growing. And with that means more opportunities for more teachers around the world, opportunities for educators within our network to grow within our network, which is a huge thing. A lot of times people find themselves at a school where they do really love it there and they are valued, but there's not really room for growth in your career or just in becoming a better educator. And that's something that is alive and well in BASIS. And then again, the BASIS students, they are not just, for lack of better word, I hate this term, but bookworm. They're not just bookworms. They have personalities. They have things that they enjoy and love to do in school, out of school, and they are really a treat to work with. Okay, so this is just a little bit about our HR support. Again, this is just a reiteration of something that was already spoken about. Visa assistance is a light term for what they do. They actually go and are experts in these visas and all the things of going abroad, doing all your paperwork, applying for the visa. Not just the visa, there's other things. There's a work permit that's involved. There's a residence permit that's involved. Many things, and not just for you, but also if you're coming abroad with your family. really important to make sure that you guys can actually get there and legally be there, which of course is the visa. So our HR team is experts at doing that and supporting our teachers with coming abroad. Someone had mentioned this as well, flights and airport pickup. So your flight will be booked for you as well as your family or your legal dependents. You'll be picked up from the airport. You will be brought. Every time I go to China, I'm also picked up from the airport, which is a really lovely thing, not needing to, stress about navigating my way through China. I do not speak Chinese, so it is really nice to have that support as well on my end. You'll be escorted over to your housing where you will be living, and it is furnished and really prepared for you to live happily there. There's a couple other things that they support teachers with as far as, getting set up for success. There's a lot of phone apps in China. A lot of the things are done on your phone, and that can be tricky to navigate as a new person coming to China. And our schools and HR team help with that kind of stuff, finding and escorting groups of teachers to do certain shopping adventures. I think there's IKEA, Sam's Club, those kind of things to help you get things for your own livelihood and be set up for success in China. Okay, I think we spoke a little bit about why teach in Shenzhen, why teach in Futian. Let's talk a little bit about why teach in China. There's a reason why so many people that do come to teach in China stay for a very long time. We've heard, how many years? I think we heard 4 years in China, 6 years in China. James, I can't remember how long you said, but you've been in China for a very long time as well. It is such a lovely place to travel, let alone to live. Extremely. So talking about education, our students are wonderful, but Chinese students and Chinese people really value education. So it's a breath of fresh air to be an educator, being in a country where education is valued, and it is something that is put at the forefront. And students, want to be at school. They want to learn. They're hungry to learn. And it's really lovely as an educator to be part of that. Convenient modern living, like I spoke about, everything. You can leave your house with just your phone and be just fine. Cash is not really used. Everything is paid for on your phone. You just scan and go. Especially in Shenzhen, it's a Silicon Valley of China, very cutting edge technology, extremely modern, very safe. I'm always, as a female, even walking around in China and Shenzhen, I always feel safe. There's easy transportation, even a scan and go bicycles that you can just hop on and go. It's the metro system is super convenient, extremely clean. I can kind of go on and on about that, but it is a really cool place and safe and convenient and fun place to live. If you're coming from a country like America, like I come from, we like to think that we have a nice history, but is not anywhere near as rich as in China, which is thousands of years old. And you can see that when you go to any historical building. There's, even just, what month is it now? October. So 2 months ago, I went to the Great Wall of China. Something that, these things that you never really think of that you'll do in your life. And in China, everything is just right outside your window, outside your door. Travel in China is extremely, from city to city, very convenient. Long weekends, short holidays, you can easily go to the next city over, see something new. Every city has its own unique flavor in food as well, even flavor in food. Really, really extremely cool country to witness this really dynamic culture and rich history. And then the cost of living, very low cost of living in China, which is really nice because of the salary and benefits that you gain from being a teacher with BASIS specifically. I know a lot of educators in BASIS and in China save so much money that after 3, 4, 5 years, they go back to the US or the UK, for example, and they can buy a house even. And there's not that many places where you can say that. But if you're looking for a place where you can have fun, enjoy your life, not have to worry too much about, savings and things like that, but actually still save, China is definitely the country for you. Okay, and then so the expat package. So we talked about airfare. We do have annual airfare or return home allowance is what we call it. You don't necessarily have to return home. You can use it for travel, but you do have that annual travel allowance. Visa support, we do have global health coverage, which does include the US for US citizens. If you have children, you do receive free tuition for up to 2 of your children. I've mentioned meals at school, free and delicious. I should mention that as well. Fully paid furnished housing. And then retirement. So you'll receive 10% annual retirement benefit. Again, an extra savings benefit so that you can save for your retirement. You can save for a mortgage or a down payment on a house back home. A completion bonus after your contract. Contracts are 3 years in length. And additional bonus opportunities throughout the year and throughout your contract. So really robust, really nice expat package, and we do really take care of our educators. So how do you become a teacher with BASIS? We do require a degree in your subject. So what that means is if you are a math teacher, for example, you should have a degree, bachelor's, master's, PhD, even in mathematics. If you are a primary teacher, you should have a elementary or primary education degree. And for early childhood, you should have an early childhood education degree. Most of our teachers do have master's degrees, even master's in education, for example. So we do love to see teachers that do have a master's degree, but it is not a requirement by any means. 2 full years, full-time teaching experience, relevant and current. What that means is if you have been substitute teaching for the past 4 years, that doesn't actually qualify as current full-time lead teaching relevant experience. That is a visa requirement as well. So we do need that relevant and recent experience. Of course, passion for teaching, willingness to collaborate and elevate your school and education, high academic standards, willingness to work hard, ability to engage young minds. And then, of course, we have some visa restrictions as it relates to China, and we can discuss that on a case-by-case basis if you have any questions about that. And we'll talk about that at the end, where to pose your questions. So these are the requirements. If you think that this fits you, we'd love to hear from you. Working for BASIS International Schools, a couple things to mention. We did speak about the schools having local students, meaning that they are primarily Chinese students, but they did also mention about their English ability. So English is the language of instruction, and our students do have really, really incredible English language abilities. But just keep in mind that is our student population. It is not an international school environment in the sense that there are children from all over the world coming to our schools. Flexibility is important. It is a really dynamic environment. No teacher is a finished product, even if you've been in education for 20 years. So we are looking for teachers who are still, even as tenured as you may be, still looking to learn as an educator and learn from your peers and learn from BASIS. Accompanying students, if you have children that you're bringing, they need to be ready for a BASIS education. It's not easy. Our kids are busy. Our kids are working hard. And even, as young as primary, it is a pretty demanding environment. Of course, it's altered for, age appropriate academic rigor, but academic rigor nonetheless. So make sure your child is up for it. Maybe ask them as well if it's something that they're up to before you volunteer them for this type of environment. And I think I will pass this over to Tim, and then after that, we'll lead into a Q&A.
Great, thanks, Leila. So for those of you who'd like to see additional information and insights from teachers, you can see a lot of the stories that our teachers have shared about their experience at BASIS Bilingual School Shenzhen, as well as across China. That is on our blog at blog.basisinternationalschools.com. You can also join our talent community. By doing so, you'll receive updates on happenings and events across the schools, as well as you'll receive notifications when positions do open up that fit your specific discipline or areas of interest. With that, we will move to our Q&A.
We do have a question here, really good question. So as a new teacher at BASIS, are there any programs or training available to help educators prepare for the BASIS curriculum and the local curriculum? And Jenny, maybe we'll pose that to either you or someone on your team.
Okay, sure. Okay, before the teacher join us, once we kind of hire the new teacher, we have internal program we call the best buddies. So we kind of pair the new teachers with one of the returning teachers in the same subject department. Have those teachers share our curriculum, how our like classroom teaching expectations, share maybe the life in Shenzhen or something with us. So we call it like a best buddies before those new hires on board. And after those new teachers join our school, we have the summer institute. I think we mentioned a little bit about that. Those summer institute is basis China arranged for the new teachers across all the schools. We put all those new teachers with our chairs and also admins together and have the training program to share the basic China's mission, to share the basic China's curriculum structure and expectations with the new teachers. Then after the summer institute, we usually have our at least 1 week on-site training. That's kind of teachers join their individual schools. We have all the arrangement for the school year and share with the teachers at that time. And also we give the teachers the time to have the discussion in their department, in their division, and give the teachers self the preparation time for their classroom and be ready for the first day. We also have very clear, the first day, first week, first month, checklist to guide the teacher, to support the teacher, have them to start their, the first teaching class on campus. So that's kind of very general, the arrangement for the new teachers.
That's it for the Q&A. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll just pass it over to Tim if you have anything else to say before we wrap it up.
Yeah, Jenny, thank you so much. And thank you to your team for providing such great insights on the school, their experiences there. It's always great. One thing that you went through kind of quickly, your background and the path that you came down. You mentioned you started teaching and then moved to Basis Bilingual, but you actually had a couple of additional roles in between as you kind of progressed in your career through Basis. Do you want to maybe share some additional insights on some of the steps and how your career kind of progressed in your experience?
Sure, definitely. When I joined the Basis China, I am a math teacher. So, I taught math in the primary, especially across grade 1 to 5. That's how I focused the teaching in China as math teacher. Then later on, I was promoted as the primary head of the division. So that's why I started my admin roles at the Basis Network as the primary head of the division. Then after 3 years, I was promoted as the vice head of the school. So give me a kind of the opportunity to oversee the whole school structure, how we can, oversee the different departments, oversee the different divisions, how we can plan the things ahead of time, how we organize the PD, how we observe the classroom through those observations, find the pattern we need inside the school. So those give me the very rich for experience to grow as the admin. Then later on, I was sent to a transfer. I should not use the word sent. I was transferred to the bilingual school as the head of the school. I think it's because of my background, because of my faces, because of my language ability, and also because of the skills and abilities, I learned, through all those different positions. So here, where I am, as the head of the school of Basis Bilingual School Shenzhen.
Thanks for those additional insights. But again, wonderful campus. The feeling there is very dynamic and a great learning environment. I love visiting the campus every time I come there, and look forward to seeing you there again, hopefully soon.